Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivated with Meg. This is season 2, the exercise experiment. And today I wanted to discuss body image when it comes to exercise and moving your body. I feel like there's a strong connection between joyful movement and how we feel about our bodies. And when we hate our bodies, it's a lot harder to enjoy movement. And I say this for a few reasons. And one of them is maybe you're somebody who goes into the gym and you watch people work out and you compare yourself and you find yourself having a negative self-talk. And that's not always the case. Sometimes you compare yourself and you have positive self-talk and it inspires you. I remember watching, when I first became a personal trainer, we're talking back in like 2012, I think it was. I remember that I started working at a gym and one of the other trainers there that became my friend named Maria, she was deadlifting, she was a bodybuilder, and I wasn't a bodybuilder and I wasn't striving to be a bodybuilder by any means, but I was really interested and curious and learning from her. She had like perfect form. She understood all these things. So, I was inspired by her to get stronger, to have better form, to learn about these deadlifts. And so she taught me. She was awesome. And I was so grateful to get the chance to learn from her. But that doesn't happen for everybody. And sometimes they're too afraid to ask for help. And a lot of times that's because they're comparing their body. And so the opposite of the inspiration that I had with Maria, that anybody can get, including myself, is that we start to compare our bodies in a negative way that makes you feel inadequate or less than. I found over the years that this matters, our perspective matters. As a health coach, as a personal trainer for over 10 years, what I saw more often than not, especially with women, were that they were comparing their bodies in a way that made them feel not enough as they were in that present moment. And they felt like if only they get those flat abs or have that sexy line up the side of their leg, just then, if they can get those things, then they can relax, then they can enjoy life. And so a part of that is inspiration, but when you're not letting yourself enjoy life, is it really inspiration or is it comparison that's causing suffering? So it wasn't like comparison like, holy cow, did you see how much she deadlifted? I want to be able to do that. Or, wow, did you see that lady do 10 pull-ups without breaking a sweat? Let's try. It's not like that. Instead, it's more diet mentality related, and diet mentality seeps in diet culture. And instead of inspiration, you might compare your body to others. And this body comparison can turn into something much darker. It turns into a mean, angry narrative that creates unkind conversations with the self, pointing out everything that you think is wrong with you and why you're not enough as you are. And I've fallen into this trap over the years. Luckily, I'm not there at the moment. And I don't think I'll ever get back there. But I've been there before. There was a time where my workouts weren't about moving in a way that felt good. They were about chasing something that I thought I needed to reach to be happy, that I thought I needed to reach to be worthy. I did things I didn't enjoy, workouts that I hated, all in an attempt to achieve a body that I thought was important to have. Not so much like out of vain in any type of way, more like social conditioning that it's important to look a certain way as a woman. And so then I was constantly striving for that. And if I was already there, I was constantly like afraid of losing it. And so with that in mind, I want to have a conversation about comparison. One of my first business coaches, he was also a personal trainer. We used to work at the gym together. He had a saying that was, comparison is the thief of joy. It's a sneaky little thief, right? Sure, it can be motivational, like I was saying. And here's an example. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a physique, his physique inspired generations of people to pick up weights and get stronger. I believe he's like the first person to do like mail order workouts for people back in the 80s, right? The fitness industry boomed when Arnold came into play. And it's okay to look up to somebody and think, wow, I'd love to be able to lift like that, or I'd love to run that fast someday, or I'd love to be that physically fit. It's okay to even want to look like the person. I'm not here to shame that or judge that. But when self-worth is attached, when comparison and self-worth are attached, that can lead to that internal suffering. It plants seeds of doubt, insecurity, shame. It might whisper that you're behind in life, that your body isn't good enough, that you're somehow less than and not worthy. And that kind of thinking often leads to unhealthy exercises and unhealthy dieting behaviors and just an unhealthy mindset of struggle and suffering. And these behaviors aren't usually out of love for yourself and your body. It's usually an effort to escape your body and change the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to change. Like I was saying before, like, wow, she can do 10 pull-ups and I can't. You're going to have to make some changes if you want to get to 10 pull-ups. Change isn't bad. It's the foundation of where you're coming for that change. And so body comparison, it can leave us down a spiral of negativity, of low self-esteem, of lower moods, possibly even depression. So when you catch yourself and you notice that your mind is comparing your body to somebody else or your life or your finances, whatever it is, it's not just your body, even though that's the conversation today. Whether that's you comparing yourself, your body to a stranger, whether they're in a workout class with you or on the street, or maybe it's somebody you know, a family member. I just want you to pause and ask yourself, is this comparison based on a learned lie that I need to look the way they look or have what they have financially to be worthy, successful, or beautiful? So if that's something that resonated with you and you felt that way before, I want to lovingly remind you to remind yourself that you do not have to look like anyone to be enough and worthy of love. You're awesome just as you are. Again, it's okay to want to achieve a look and work towards it. It's a totally different animal to mentally bully yourself the entire way, the entire journey toward a goal, or assume that you're not enough until you reach it. So to wrap this all up, I want to talk about social media. It's there, right? Social media is out there. And so there's lots of ways you might be comparing your body. You might be doing it in person in the gym, but you might be doing it online on social media or YouTube or anything like that. So maybe you follow a social media influencer, a fitness influencer. And I want you to remember and consider something, that 99.9% of everything you see online when it comes to social media has a filter on it. And that is not how that person looks normally, or at least not most of the time. Okay, lighting, angles, makeup, and then the filters that just come with social media all change how we appear on camera and online. So please stop comparing real life versions of yourself to unrealistic filtered social media highlight reels. It's not worth it. You don't need to suffer. Like, there's things you can do to look a certain way. And that's what you're seeing on social media all the time, is you're seeing a filtered version. You're seeing what they want you to see. So it's just really important, especially with social media, to slow down and check in with yourself if you're comparing. Because by all means, like I said before, sometimes comparison is helpful. A little spark saying, I want to grow like that. For instance, maybe you see somebody hike a mountain and you think, ooh, I want to be able to reach the peak one day. And right now I can't. And so you start to train like them, right? Or watching somebody ski a black diamond and feeling motivated to take a ski lesson because you can't even ski. And so it's not comparison as to how they look so much as recognition that you can't do something, but you want to put energy toward trying to achieve that thing. And so that doesn't mean that you have to look like them. It just means you're inspired by what's possible. It makes it less about your body or the person and more about the action that you need to take to get the ability to do the thing they're doing. So when you move your body, remember, it's not about fitting a mold or meeting a specific ideal. It's about the joy, the respect, and the love you bring to your body as it is right now. Things will change. Change is one of the only things in life that is consistent. We're always changing. It's about the action you're taking right now and why you're taking that action. All right. To finish up, your exercise experiment of the week has 3 parts to it. Don't worry, I'm not making you work out 3 times or anything like that. The first 2 parts are around social media. So first, I want you to check your social media because it can be toxic. Who are you following and why? Are they causing you body dysmorphia thoughts? Do you compare your body to them? Does that make you feel negative? Is it spreading a message to you that you are not enough until you look like them? If so, please stop following those people and find people that inspire you. We want to find accounts, and that's step 2 to your exercise experiment, is to then go and find accounts that do inspire you to love your body and maybe move it in a fun way or eat healthy foods. And no matter what, especially on social media, comparison might still creep in. This isn't about perfection. The goal is to notice it, to bring awareness to it, because when you bring awareness to your comparison, then you get to choose to stop comparing, right? You get to choose to remind yourself that you don't need to compare. You can just take the action and work towards your goal. And so last but not least, part 3 of your experiment is actually to move your body. Take a walk in nature and make movement have nothing to do with your weight or your worth this week. I don't care what you do. Just don't let it be about weight loss and don't have any type of comparison to your body to somebody else and what they're doing. Focus on something like, how many different birds can you notice on your walk? Or maybe you I have a plant identifying app on my phone, and maybe you download one of those, and on your walk, you start to see flowers you don't know the names of, and so you take pictures and you find out the names of those flowers. Make your movement about something else. Enjoy it. Make it less about moving your body and more about having fun while moving. It's okay to stop and smell the roses. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you get out and move your body in a way that feels fun and amazing. Until next time, be kind and be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.